Hey guys, YouTuber100 here. Alright, and I might start like a whole video series on this subject. I'm like calling this like the rise and fall of movie careers because yeah, if you like look at there are like a lot of actors that at one point did have a pretty successful movie career, but then like it got to a point where eventually like their success like just like ran out, and they just then started to just like make a ton of movies that really were like not very good, to the point where just their career kind of like came to a real end and they were never hired again. And that's really been the case for quite the number of actors. And yeah, I may like do videos like this going through like just rise and fall of those actors' careers, on how they really did like make a lot of really good movies at one point, but then eventually their career just became pretty much crap, and they just like made a ton of stinkers. And so, yeah, this is gonna be on one of those. And for this one, Volume One, I'm gonna go over the film career of Macaulay Culkin. Because yeah, Macaulay Culkin is probably one that a lot of people could really see this for, because of course like Macaulay Culkin was at one point like probably the most successful child actor of all time. Of course like with the first two Home Alone films, but eventually after that, then like his career kind of did become like real crap, to the point where he really wasn't hired for any films for quite a long time. Yeah, I think Macaulay Culkin's career is the epitome of this subject, of just like a career that really eventually becomes crap. So yeah, I'll just like talk about Macaulay Culkin's career and how he really did like rise to being the really the most successful child actor, to the point where his success basically ran out. Right. So yeah, Macaulay Culkin early on, he was like a pretty successful child actor. I mean, yeah, he did like star in like, well, he not really star, but he was featured in like a few films before the Home Alone movies. But they really were not like, I don't think films that people really do think of when they think of his films. Like Macaulay Culkin had like films like Rocket, Gibraltar, and See You in the Morning. But yeah, I don't think those films really are films people really think of when they think of Macaulay Culkin films. But then Macaulay Culkin, I think arguably his first really famous role was probably when he was in Uncle Buck as like Miles, like the one of the children in the movie. And yeah, I kind of like see Uncle Buck, like Macaulay Culkin's performance in that film. I just kind of see it like just a test to see how Macaulay Culkin really do. Because yeah, that was I think this was really what eventually led to him being cast as Kevin in the Home Alone films. I think people just saw him really as a charming kid actor in that film, but especially with like some of the stuff he said, like this scene where he was just like asking a bunch of questions to Uncle Buck, and then there's like that scene where he's just like sitting down at school to lunch, and it just sees like how like weird of a lunch he has, and then just asking people like they want to trade lunches for them, and everybody just backed away from the table. Yeah, Macaulay Culkin did have like some really memorable scenes in Uncle Buck. So yeah, I kind of see Uncle Buck kind of just like as a test to see how Macaulay Culkin really would appeal to people. And I guess it really must have paid off, because then, like, eventually, like, just a year after Uncle Buck, that was when Macaulay Culkin was then cast as Kevin in the Home Alone movies. Well, the first Home Alone. And, yeah, of course, like, this is what Macaulay Culkin was most known for. Like, Macaulay Culkin really was, like, on top of the world when he did Home Alone. Like Macaulay Culkin really was a charming actor. Like people really did love him, and of course, like Home Alone was like really successful. Home Alone was like the like at the time the highest grossing live action comedy, and really did like spend quite a while at the top of the box office charts and stuff. So yeah, Home Alone really was a big success. And then yeah, eventually like Macaulay Culkin, because of how big he was, then like he was eventually cast in My Girl, and yeah, Macaulay Culkin really did like seem to have really did seem to like have a effect on My Girl. And yeah, it really did show, because I guess like with the success of Home Alone, especially like with his character dying in My Girl, I guess like the studio just wanted to show like how the guts they really had to kill him off since of how successful Home Alone was, and yeah, he was probably like the hottest child actor by that point, and then killing him off. I mean, yeah, that really was like a big deal, and it just showed like yeah how big Macaulay Culkin really was, and yeah, and impressively, like Macaulay Culkin actually did make more for My Girl than he did for Home Alone, and yeah, what makes that really like more impressive is that Macaulay Culkin wasn't even like the main star of My Girl. Well, he was like more of a supporting character in My Girl, so it's impressive that he actually did make more for that film than he did for Home Alone. And then eventually, of course, like due to how much of the money the first Home Alone cost, they then made the sequel with Macaulay Culkin then reprising the role as Kevin, and of course, like Home Alone 2 was like was like once again like made a ton of money. Like people for the most part I think loved it. I mean there are some people that really kind of like don't like Home Alone 2, but yeah, Home Alone 2 still was once again like a major hit. Yeah, I mean I guess like some people complain about Home Alone 2 because like some people see it as just kind of like a carbon copy of the first film, but yeah, I really feel that it's really not that. It just like is a film that just has a lot of similarities to the first film. Like it's not like a total carbon copy. But yeah, Home Alone 2 was once again like real successful, and Macaulay Culkin really did like once again like he was just a really charming actor, and yeah, people really did love him once again. And so yeah, Home Alone 2 was once again like a real major success at the box office and stuff. And then after this was kind of like when Macaulay Culkin's film career did kind of like go down. I mean, yeah, because yeah, but then like probably the next big role Macaulay Culkin had was in The Good Son, and yeah, The Good Son really didn't really do like that spectacular, but I guess like it could have been worse. Like The Good Son really wasn't like a total disaster, but yeah, The Good Son really wasn't not really one of Macaulay Culkin's better films. Like I mean, some people like it, some people don't. But yeah, compared to the Home Alone films, like really was not a real big shining star for Macaulay Culkin. And yeah, I guess it just depends on the way you feel about it. But yeah, Good Son really like not really one of the brighter things of Macaulay Culkin's resume. But yeah, I felt that The Good Son was kind of interesting because around that time, that was really when like Macaulay Culkin's career really did like go down. But at the same time, it did really have the rise of the other kid star of the film, Elijah Wood. And because yeah, after The Good Son, like Elijah Wood's career really did pretty much skyrocket because yeah, Elijah Wood like had of course like huge hits like with the Lord of the Rings movies of course, and like Happy Feet and Sin City. So yeah, Elijah Wood's career really did skyrocket after The Good Son. But Macaulay Culkin's career on the other hand, yeah, some people kind of like take it that when after like Macaulay Culkin's character Henry in that film was killed in that film, then like after that pretty much was when Macaulay Culkin's career died because yeah, after The Good Son, that was really when Macaulay Culkin just like really did make a ton of stinkers, and that was really when his career basically turned to crap. Because Macaulay Culkin after that just had stuff like The Nutcracker, which didn't do well at all. And also then like when it went to 1994, Macaulay Culkin had three box office bombs that year. Macaulay Culkin had Getting Even with Dad, Richie Rich, and The Pagemaster, and all three of those films were box office bombs. So yeah, it just showed like how much Macaulay Culkin's career really did fall, and yeah, basically after that, that was really when Macaulay Culkin's film career really did just go flat. And yeah, after that, that was really like basically the end of Macaulay Culkin's career as a child actor. I mean, afterwards, Macaulay Culkin really was not hired for another film for another 9 years. So yeah, I mean, yeah, just yeah, it really was is just really a shame. Like Macaulay Culkin was really just on top of the world, and then like basically he climbed to the mountaintop and then just fell, slipped and fell, and then yeah, that just caused him to just have a ton of fails after pretty much after The Good Son with yeah getting even those three bombs that year. Yeah, but yeah, it was like but yeah, despite the fact that the films really were like bombs, it's weird. Like ironically for like Macaulay Culkin actually made more money for his bad films than he did for his good ones. Because yeah, let me just go over like the money that he made for his films. Like for the first Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin made like $100,000 for that film. Yeah, and then when it moved to My Girl, that was when Macaulay Culkin actually made $100. And like I said earlier, that was just like really impressive since he wasn't like the main star of that film. And then when Home Alone 2 came along, like Macaulay Culkin made like $4.5 million. And then yeah, and then The Good Son, Macaulay Culkin actually made like $5 million. And then for like getting even with Dad and Richie Rich, Macaulay Culkin actually made $8 million. And you know how much money that is? Like for those movies, Macaulay Culkin actually made more money than like Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, and Mark Ruffalo all did make combined for the Avengers. So yeah, that was really like, despite the fact that Macaulay Culkin's career really did fall. I mean, apparently like he was still like really successful in his films, like for how much money he was making. I guess like he was still like the big star, still looked at as the big star during that time. So it just showed like Macaulay Culkin really did like was like really did like a big star and stuff. But yeah, his career really was just, yeah, his career just fell flat because yeah, Getting Even with Dad, like that was a really bad film. Pagemaster and Richie Rich, well, I don't really think are quite as bad as people make them out to be. Really, were not really anything that spectacular, especially when you compare them to like the two Home Alone films. They really are like nowhere on par with those. So yeah, I guess like it's not really hard to see why Macaulay it took so long for Macaulay Culkin to be hired in film once again, because I mean he goes from like the success of the two Home Alone films to three box office bombs in 1 year. I mean, yeah, that I guess that just shows like how much his career had fallen by that point. So and then yeah, Macaulay Culkin really just, yeah, he really hasn't been able to do that much as of late. Like he really hasn't had like any like really memorable films and since Richie Rich, and yeah, even like Richie Rich and Getting Even with That and stuff. I really don't think that they're really that memorable for good reasons. I think people really know them for bad reasons. Like for all three of those films, Getting Even with Dad, Richie Rich, and Pagemaster, Macaulay Culkin was nominated for like a Golden Raspberry Award for the worst actor, as well as like worst actor for Stinker's Bad Movie Awards. So yeah, I guess like yeah, it just showed like how badly those films really did do. So yeah, I'm really not surprised that pretty much Macaulay Culkin really hasn't had anything famous ever since. Yeah, it just like showed like how much his career really had fallen. And yeah, I guess like Macaulay Culkin, he's like getting a lot older now. Like Macaulay Culkin is like in his late 30s now. Something that I really like, I really think that, well, yeah, I really don't think it should be done, but yeah, I think something that might like get his career like skyrocketing again, maybe, is if like he would agree to like do another Home Alone movie where he would play like an adult version of Kevin or something, and you have like Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern returning as Harry and Marv, like they are just like getting out of prison or something and are back at revenge for Kevin, and it could like be something like a darker Home Alone movie, like kind of like a more adult oriented Home Alone movie, like be like a little more brutal with stuff. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think that like people may like be interested in seeing that, just Macaulay Culkin back in the role that really did make him a real successful actor. I think people would be interested in seeing that, but yeah, it's not very likely they'll do that. I mean, seeing how now John Hughes is now dead, and yeah, he wouldn't be the writer for the movie again, and probably like a lot of the other Home Alone actors really wouldn't be willing to return for it either. So yeah, that's probably really not likely to happen at all. But yeah, if it ever did happen, I think it would kind of like gets like Macaulay Culkin's career like up again. Like maybe like he could have like one more or entourage to his film career or stuff. But yeah, it yeah. What are the chances of that happening? Yeah. But yeah, like so yeah, that's just like one recap of like Macaulay Culkin's career, and just it shows like how bad he had fallen, and after like the success of the two Home Alone movies, and yeah, it just goes to show that some careers at least just don't last. So yeah, so that's all I really have to say about this. So yeah, like I said, I may like to do more videos like this for other actors. I mean, if there's any actor you that has kind of like gone through this thing as well that you'd like me to talk about, put them in the comments and let me know if there's another actor that falls in this category you want me to talk about in another video like this. But or yeah, so yeah, just yeah, that's all I really have to say about this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.